Hello everyone. So the version 4.0 of UniAgent CRM is live and active now, and it actually includes 25 major changes, which of course are because of your outstanding feedbacks given to us, and we have turned that into reality. So 4th of July, the system is already live. I'm going to cover all these features one by one and tell you how they really work. The first one on the list is the flexibility of now choosing the time zone. So how you can do it is by clicking on edit profile, and now we have given you an option of a time zone. You can select the time zone in which you operate. So for example, I'm currently in India, so I'm going to choose Kolkata and update. Now the good part is everywhere inside my system this time zone will follow. So you can see already on my dashboard I have a confirmation of what time zone am I using. If you have multiple branches and they are in different time zones, they can also do the same by going on to edit profile and changing the time zone. So whatever action has been taken on applications and wherever the time reflects in the system would actually follow the time of your own time zone. The number 2 change is a simple one, which is again under this heading edit profile. It permits the super admin to allow another user to act on their behalf, which means if there is data to be managed in terms of managing countries, managing institutions, managing courses, but anything which is driven by data management can be assigned to another user. So it's very simple. Under the edit section, a sub-user details have been added, a new username, and the password can be generated. So somebody else can now log in as a super admin, but will not have a complete right as super admin, but have all the rights related to data management. Several new features have been added to the lead part to make it more effective. One of the things which was requested by several agents was to add the lead source while bulk importing the leads to the system. So when you upload the leads from Excel sheets, now you have the option of adding the lead source. There's a new format of lead which is available in the Excel sheet. It has the option of the lead source. So lead source ID. You can see your lead source IDs from view leads, view lead source. So these numbers in the bracket are the lead source ID. So you can add. So for example, you're importing an Excel sheet which is coming from a radio advert or a fair, then you can add this ID. So for education fair, for example, it's store number 26, and you can add this number in the Excel sheet while importing it, and it will automatically reflect the lead source in the leads. One of the important parts here is that while after importing, you can follow the same process of filtering the unassigned leads into the system and assign them to the counselors. So nothing changed on that part. The other big thing in the lead part is when you go on view leads and you're logged in as a counselor, you can see some new buttons here in the action items. So earlier you were only able to edit or view these leads. Now there are options of either generating a lead report, which is very exciting. So now you can have a lead report. Really look at a lead and identify how much time has been spent on every lead, what's really happening with this lead, how many follow-ups been done by which person. So this is technically a summary of a lead inside your system. How many meetings have taken place, how many Skype calls, how many emails have been sent, how many WhatsApp chats, phone calls, whatever has been done, everything can be very clearly seen. You can download this into a PDF format with contact details and without contact details. For example, it has to be given to somebody else, to a university coming to your office for on-spot admissions, or to another person outside the organization. You can always do that without contact. Let's look at how it looks like in its full shape. So that's a lead report. You know exactly how much effort has gone on this, what's the status, and all the other relevant information which can be printed out and can be shared. The other thing in the lead section is generating quotations. This is an extremely new addition which wasn't really planned, but thanks to Joanna, one of the agents from Ireland, who has given her valuable feedback and allowed us to make this modification. Now what you can do with the leads, for example, a student walks into your office with complete documentation, but doesn't really know in terms of which institution or country he or she wishes to apply for. So for now, you can actually generate quotation not only using the counselor tools, but also from the lead. So let's look at it, how it works. So if I go on generate quotation, it will ask me to add all the details about the student, like what you do in an application form. You put all the personal information. You can add educational, qualificational details, work experience, statement of purpose, all the other additional documents. But one extra thing that you can do here is compare institutions and compare programs and generate quotation. So if the student is very keen to go to Singapore, for example, in this case, is choosing between 2-3 different options, you can select institution courses like you do in a counselor tool quotation. You can do exactly the same thing, but actually generate quotation directly from here. So yeah, exactly the same format, but you can print it, give it to the student, and now you know the student is actually looking at or comparing between 2 or 3 different options. Now the good part here is, as soon as the student makes his mind, from the lead, you can generate the application directly from here. So you can go on create application, but you need to select a course for that. So for which course is the student keen to make an application? Let's choose this one and generate an application. So as soon as you do that, the lead will automatically change to the status completed and an application will be created. So it follows the same workflow, the same process as it follows in converting a lead to status completed and generating an application. But here it's coming from the quotation. So all the documents which you may have added will reflect automatically here. So this is one good thing which has been added. Some extremely interesting and important changes have been made to the application part of the CRM. Now, while editing or while viewing the application, you can directly open an application, any of them, and actually view the documents. You don't have to download them. It works exactly like Gmail. So whether it's a PDF, Word, Excel file, an image, you can view any document that you upload without downloading it, and it's in a very friendly manner. The other thing we have done to the system is that when you make changes to one application, you may want to make changes to all other related applications as well. For example, it's limited to the information you feed in plus the exam scores like TOEFL, GMAT, IELTS. If you add those things, update those things in the system, you can actually choose to make those changes to all other related applications of the same student. And if you don't want to do that, it's a very institution or course specific application regarding which a document has been added, then you can choose not to do that. So the system gives you that flexibility of updating information in related applications by choice. The other good thing now with every application now is you're able to actually generate an application report as well. So when you generate an application report, you can see the student, if there's a lead related to the student as well, you'll be able to see the lead, how much follow-up the work was done on the lead before it got converted into an application, how many total number of applications the student has, how many follow-ups have been done on each application, and what's really happening with the student. So if I want to download this into a PDF format, I can do that, print it. Very useful when a university comes for on-spot admissions and somebody wants to know how much do you know the student, then you know exactly that at the lead stage 18 follow-ups were made, how they were made, what are the different universities students have applied to, and what sort of number of follow-ups are on each application, who's doing it. So it's very, very useful in terms of keeping an eye on the status of the students that you're in touch with. There is another most awaited feature in the system wherein the agents wanted to add multiple courses to one application, which means a student would do a program, for example, a foundation or a language program, followed by a bachelor's, followed by a master's program, wherein the programs are linked together as an offering. So now to any application, you can add additional courses to the same application. Let me show you how it's done. So what you can do is under the application, you can go and add additional courses. So you can see it here. The moment I click on it, it asks me for the additional program. So for example, the student is an applicant to Australia and wants to do another program. I select the country, select the institution, select the course, and after that I select the date of notification. So for example, the student has applied for a program which finishes in June 2019, and I would like to be notified in May 2019 to create another application so I can get paid for it, or I can touch base with the student. So I can choose a date. For example, I choose 1st of May 2019. Intake month I can select. This is an app, so it's for July 2019. So I know this program has to be linked with this application, and I can add multiple programs. There's no limit. If there are 3 programs, 4, 5 programs, I can add it to the same application. The moment I submit it, it adds an additional program and it reflects in the application. But also in my dashboard, I have notification to generate application, which appears as a reminder. So in May 2019, I will get this notification reminding me that a new application has to be generated for this particular applicant. I can click on view additional courses, and I can see the view additional course here, that there's a new course has to be added. If there are multiple of them, I can see all of them, and I can anytime create an application directly from here when it's due, or I can delete it as well, just in case student changes their mind. Before I create an application, I can always delete this notification in case required. Another major feature which has been added to the application is allowing students to fill their application forms themselves. So a lot of agents want that we will create an application on our CRM, but we want students to actually go online on our website, which is agency's own website, and complete their application. So it's possible now. What you can do is, the moment you add an application, you select a course intake and everything, and an application is created. Student can actually log in using the API which we can provide you, and it can be embedded into your own website. Can log in from your website and see something like this. So they know exactly a status of their application. They can check it anytime, what's really happening, on what date, what happened, who's my counselor, their contact information, my application ID, the course that I'm applying for. I can download my application. I can view my details, view my entire application from here, which is quite simple. So if I'm going to open this, so I can see my entire application, but I can't really edit anything. So it's I can just see it. The moment the user decides that I want to allow the student the right to edit the application, which can be done from this application profiles. So it's currently no, and I can click on it and make the permission as yes. The moment that's done, now you can see the student can actually, when they log in, they will get an option of edit details. So they can now actually go up, make modifications to their application. So you can then tell them that log in and select edit details in their application. And if I click it, it will now allow me to modify. So I can change anything here. I can add, choose files, upload documents, add all information up here. So isn't that great? From your website, you can now allow students not just to track applications, but also to file applications and edit details. At any point of time you think that you don't want to allow the student anymore to have an access of the editing rights, you can always go back and change it here. Several other new features have been added. For example, now you can add language requirement and monthly living cost to the institution. Every filter in the system now has an option of resetting the search options. The search tool for application fee has been optimized. Additional documents can now be deleted in case you want to change, modify them in the application. Application fee and course benefits have been added in the course comparison sheet. The status notes for coaching module has now been activated, similar to the country-wise application status notes. Switch user module has now been fully optimized, which includes commission manager. And as usual, we are so thankful to all the consultants who have contributed in improvising the agent CRM, and we look forward for more feedback. We're always there to understand your requirements and your needs, and we will do our best to ensure that you make the most out of your business. Thank you very much, and please watch the video of Unica is now merged with UniAgent CRM. So how you can add application and send applications to universities globally, that the one that you don't work with already. It's beautiful start of something revolutionary. So I'm hoping that you would like it. Thank you very much.